Started the State of the Freeport Address, or SOFA for short, way back in 2006. Incidentally, that very first SOFA happened only a few months after Chairman Salonga and Administrator Areza were appointed to their positions. We have been doing the SOFA yearly since then. It is a success every time, and obviously so. The SBMA wants a wide audience of major stakeholders to report its plans and accomplishments too. On the other hand, a Chamber of Commerce representing locators and other stakeholders wants to hear it straight from the leaders of SBMA. Last several years saw the tremendous growth of the Subic Freeport. This despite the global economic recession that started sometime around 2008 but has fortunately seemed to have bottomed out, at least in the Philippines. We now have the highest number of workers ever in Subic-based history at close to 90,000. The total cumulative investments is at more than $7 billion US dollars, with $5 billion in just the last 6 years. Sure, one can look at this data one way or the other. The pessimists will compare the Freeport's progress with other developed countries and will find it minuscule, trivial, and maybe irrelevant several years ago with where we are right now, and find progress. I belong to the latter. The past few years saw increased collaboration between SBMA and the Subic Chamber. This has exponentially increased during the past several months. The Subic Chamber meets with SBMA almost on a weekly basis, with no less than Administrator Areza himself. Sometimes I even wonder how he is able to endure the Chamber's constant barrage of complaints. Maybe one reason for the increased graying of his hair. But we do provide suggestions and possible solutions to our grumblings too. Obviously, running a private business is a lot different than running a government agency. Many of the rules and regulations that SBMA has to implement are statutory in nature, which only an act of Congress or an order by the President can amend. We have made a lot of progress since then. We have been collaborating with SBMA to improve visa processing for one. A few weeks ago, SBMA launched the new process. It's still not perfect, but it is an improved version of the previous one. We have been trying to make this process doable in a one-stop shop setting. Easier said than done, because it entails close cooperation between SBMA's Visa Processing Office, SBMA's Labor Department, the Bureau of Immigration, and the Department of Labor and Employment, or DOLE for short.